Good morning from Teacher Melissa. Today I want to talk to you about a little trick that I started doing a couple months ago that I think has been really helpful in my classes. And that is I guide the student and let them know what the academic content of each section of the lesson is as we go along. For instance, when we're getting ready to do math, I might say, okay, now we're going to work on math. And I'll show you how I do that in a second. But first, I want to tell you why I do it. Number one, this is what I do in my brick and mortar class. Okay, so I teach language arts. If it's time for the grammar section, I just don't start teaching. I say, okay, class, now we're going to do grammar now. So, and of course, in my brick and mortar, I might say, remember what we worked on yesterday? But I let them know we're doing grammar next. It gives my brick and mortar students a few moments to kind of switch their mindset. We were doing reading, or we were doing figurative language, or we were doing spelling, whatever we were doing. It gives them a verbal cue that we are switching, and that verbal cue helps them switch their mind to the next section that we're doing. And I want to give my VIPKid students that same courtesy. Give them a moment. We've only got 25 minutes, 50 if you're in a level 7 plus, just a few seconds to switch their mind over. So I will do that with my VIPKid students also. The second thing is it's a great marketing thing to do for yourself when parents watch playback of the videos, because I want parents to know very clearly, look at all the different aspects of the English language we are working on in a short VIPKid lesson. You are really getting your money's worth, aren't you? Look, we worked on phonics. We worked on vocabulary. We worked on grammar. We worked on math. We worked on reading. We worked on listening skills. We worked on pronunciation. I will use those academic content words throughout the lesson so that the student and the parents know what a great value they're getting from me in VIPKid. So it not only helps the student as we transition, but it also helps them understand all the aspects that we are working on in our VIPKid classes. So here's kind of how I do that. All right. Now this is only going to take a few seconds. If you are running really behind and you've got to catch up, you don't do this at all, or keep it super, super short. If you've got extra time and you need to extend, this is also a great way to extend. So when I know we're getting to a phonics, like this screen right here, popped up this slide and it said phonics at the top. I've looked through my lesson briefly before class, so I know what's coming. But when this pops up, it reminds me phonics. So I'll say, okay. Do you see that? Do you see that TPR? That lets the student know, great, we're done with the last thing. We're moving on to something else. Okay, time to practice phonics. Are you ready? That's given them just a few seconds to flip over. And then I'm going to show them. I'm going to go ahead and read the slide and do it as normal. Time for phonics. Now, I might say when I get to this slide, I might say, great, you did a great job on your vocabulary words today. You understand the vocabulary. Very good. Now, time to practice phonics. All right, so I used a lot more seconds there because I've got time to extend with this student. If I want to extend even more, I might say, if this is an upper level student, especially like if I've got 5, 6, level 7 plus, I might say, do you know what phonics means? The root phon or phone means sound. So phonics is talking about how words sound with the letters. Okay, so I might even explain it a little bit like that if I've got lots of extension time I need to fill in. So I might say phonics. When I get to grammar, I will say, okay, time for grammar. Are you ready? Now, I know I said, are you ready at the beginning of the class, but it's okay to give them a breath. Are you ready for the next section? I might say, do you like grammar? In school, they all take English grammar classes in school. If I'm moving to math, do you like math? Do you get good grades in math? Okay, today we will learn English words for math. So I'm not just flipping to the slide and saying, okay, this is plus, this whatever the math words are. I'm going to tell them I'm switching to math. Now, again, if I've only got a tiny bit of time, I might just say, okay, time for math today. Are you ready? Literally, that was 5 seconds. So you don't have to do the big long extension. This has really helped my students switch their mindset over and even just realize that we are doing these different sections of the English class. Great for marketing with parents, great for giving your students that time to transition, great for extension, great time for extension questions if you want to stick those in. I have had a lot of success with this. I switched over. You know, I guinea pig on my students and see how it works before I ever talk to my teacher friends and make these suggestions. And this has worked very, very well. It also works great when you're going through a unit assessment because that's right when you're giving them the star, right? I just don't say, great job in level 1. Okay, I can see on my UA feedback form that math is the next section. I'll say, okay, great job with the reading section. Now we are going to do some test questions about math. Are you ready? And then I can go ahead and move to the next slide and start asking them questions about math. It really gives them a very clear picture of the big picture of what we're doing in a class each time. Try this out. Let me know how it works and comment below if you like if you've done anything similar to this. Have a great day.